I just wanted to come on here and actually show y'all exactly what these inbred dipped in mayo POSs really think. Now, y'all know I just recently did a video talking about that so-called outrage from you know who when it came to the Little Mermaid teaser. And by the way, them people are so butthurt about that teaser, a teaser that was like a minute and some change long. That teaser, the last time I checked it, and I'm recording this video on September 14, 2022, had over 2 million dislikes. Like over 2 million dislikes. And we know why that is. We don't have to ask them why. It's pretty much out there for you. But these so-called adults, because these are adults doing this, that are acting more childish than the children who this movie is made for, especially little girls. And if you want to be specific, because they casted a black female in the role, a lot of black girls are going to go and see this, or people are going to take their black daughters or, you know, their nieces, black female cousins, so on and so forth. But it's for everybody. It's not just for a specific person. Because, you know, that's the thing they tried to do with Black Panther, in case y'all don't remember. They tried to make it seem like Black Panther was just made for black people. And, you know, you had PC out there trying to make a claim that they were getting attacked or getting jumped at the movie theater. A bunch of nonsense. But anyway, I'm going to show y'all a series of pictures that was tagged to me. Well, the pictures weren't tagged to me, but the post in which these pictures showed up on, where someone got them and posted them in a thread, of how insanely disturbed and disgusting these people actually are. So you see right here on this page, it has a picture of Halle Bailey on the right, and on the left it's a picture of Ariel as her being black. Now that image, I remember seeing that when Halle was first casted in the role, and someone had made that up, which was the part where Ariel comes to the surface really for the first time, and she's singing, and they just made it a black girl. Now look at this: Christians against the Little Mermaid, and then they put Halle Bailey in parentheses, and they said it's a private group of 8 members about the real Little Mermaid is white. We cannot change what we have all known and grown up to as children. And I made sure to put the dates in here because I didn't want people saying, oh, this is fake. No. Monday, September 12th, 2022, 10:11 p.m. is when this screenshot was captured, which was 2 days ago from at the time of me recording this video. Christians, we know who they're really talking about. They pretty much let you know right here. The real Little Mermaid is white. They're letting you know right now. And I looked at the history. The group was created on September 10th, 2022. And all they got out of this was 8 members and a private group. But they were able to find this, though. And I'm sure you'll be able to find other things floating around on the internet as well. But let's keep it moving because there's more. Look at this one right here. And this is someone who commented in the same group that I just showed you. T. Fathwell in the Christians Against the Little Mermaid boycott Halle Bailey. Now look at that. They're saying boycott Halle Bailey. They're saying boycott the actress. They're not even saying boycott the movie. They're saying boycott her, as if she's the villain in all of this. All she did was audition. The director liked what he heard. He liked what he saw and said she's the perfect fit. Nowhere in his explanation, because I went over it, did he say that he casted her because she was black. And they know that he didn't say that either, but they interpret that in their head. And they said, I'm gearing up for the Little Mermaid. What you doing? And this person literally put on blackface to mock not only Halle Bailey, but black people in general. And it looked like she put on way more darker makeup than Halle Bailey is, because Halle Bailey is not that dark. She's a brown skinned black woman. But this person looked like they put shoe polish on. I wish this stuff would get stuck permanently to their face. But these are the same people that said they don't see color, or they don't want to acknowledge that racism exists. Meanwhile, they got a whole group telling people to boycott Halle Bailey, like she did something wrong. Well, look at this. The Little Slave. Disney, The Little Slave. So that's her. That's supposed to be her. And she has chains on, like she's in bondage. And I'm mad that they made her hair look like it was snakes. It looks like snakes, almost like she's trying to be Medusa or some kind of sea witch, which we all know the sea witch in the movie is Ursula. But of course, they don't have a problem with that because, well, Melissa McCarthy, in case y'all aren't aware, was casted as Ursula. But Ursula's purple. So Ursula could have been just about anybody, but I bet you if Ursula was black or played by a black actress, they would have a problem with that too. Because remember, at one point, they had a problem with Will Smith being cast as the genie, even though the genie was blue the entire movie in Aladdin. But they said The Little Slave. Keep in mind, I just did a video talking about Dennis Prager, who said out of his mouth that slave holders in the South were pretty much nice people. Okay, they can run with that if they want to. Again, coming out of the same group, Christians Against the Little Mermaid, Natalie Opal Parker said this new Ariel was going to be hoarding fried chicken and macaroni salad in her trove. Bet. All these people thought it was funny, except for this one person who left the angry face, but it had 420 comments. They are either agreeing with what she said or they are roasting her. Fried chicken and macaroni salad, as if black people are the only ones who eat those foods. These individuals are telling on themselves. You know, all they're really doing is going to push people to go and see this movie, even those who had no desire to see it. That's really all they're doing. They have to know that. But let's continue, because like I said, there's more. It gets worse. I know. You thought you saw the worst. It gets worse. Now, look at this. This person, Jeff Stack, probably in the same group, says, sorry, but I just can't allow my children to watch this ish. And it's a picture of what's supposed to be a woman, but it looks more like a dude dressed in drag. And they put a fried chicken in the bra, while instead of her hovering over a rock, she's hovering over a cut open watermelon. Now, y'all tell me, is this all in my head right now? Like, it's pretty obvious. Like, you're seeing it right now. These are actual posts. These are not doctored images to make people look bad. This is how they feel. These are probably one of the 2+ million people that left a dislike on the trailer. Again, these are the so-called people that don't see color. Oh, we all just need to get along, or, you know, MLK, I have a dream. These are those same people. You can't tell me they're any different. This is disgusting. I just have to put that out there. Now look at this one. Only problem with a black Little Mermaid is Ariel knew her father. Now they're playing on the trope of growing up with a single parent, the child not knowing her father, and all of that BS. They're going to be very disappointed when they actually see that in the movie, they actually have an actor who's playing her father. See, these people are pathetic. They really are. They really, really are. And these are some of the same people that you probably work with, probably converse with, on all types of stuff right here. Making it also seem like white fathers are the only ones that's in their kids' lives, even though you can look at a stat and it'll show that a very good chunk of black fathers are in their kids' lives, whether or not they are with the mother. But yeah, let's keep going. Now check this one out. They done put Halle's head on another mermaid, made her bald, and drew on her locks, if that's what they're supposed to be, and put Newports in there that's representing bubbles, and then titled it The Lil Mermaid, as if she's supposed to be some kind of ratchet rapper, some ratchet chain smoking mermaid. This is how they feel about us. This goes beyond them talking crap about her. This is an indictment of how they feel about us. Because remember, when they do stuff like this, just keep in mind that this is how they feel about us. This is exactly how they feel. This young woman has done absolutely nothing to these individuals. She does not know who they are from a can of paint. She will always be more successful than they are. And this is how they feel. Just because she's black. Now, I've said before in plenty of my other videos, I appreciate the honesty. I really do. I really appreciate the honesty in which they put out, because it's hard to try to dig and figure out who is who. But when we see you out in the open, we know exactly how to deal with you. A lot of times we just don't deal with you. Like I said, she has done nothing but audition for this part, do what she had to do, film the movie, and that's it. One announcement of them saying that she got cast pissed them off. The trailer or the teaser pissed them off. And guess what? When they release an official trailer, which it'll be a longer trailer where it'll show a little bit more, they're going to be upset about that too. And I put that in quotations because they're really not upset. They just want to have something to talk about because their life is in shambles and it's shitty. You got to think, most of the people that have something to say about her are older than her. Because I believe Halle Bailey is like 21. I think she's 21 or somewhere around that age, that range, because she's the younger sister of her and her sister. Her sister's the oldest, but only like by 2 years. And this is what she's receiving. And the crazy part about it is she's not the only black talent who they do this to. And based on what I've seen in her interviews or seen how she carries herself in a very classy, dignified way. She's not out here being a stereotype. And I think that's another issue that they have, is that she's not portraying a stereotypical character, because the character of Ariel in The Little Mermaid is not out there like that, if that makes sense. And that goes back to how Hollywood chooses to cast black people in movies. A lot of the times we get casted in the most stereotypical roles and win awards for them. This is one of the few times when a black woman, especially a young black woman of another generation, is cast in a role where she's not being stereotypical. And that's another thing that they hate. But something else I think they also hate is the fact that in this movie, yes, the prince in this movie is a PC man. In case y'all didn't know, but I kind of knew that was going to happen. A lot of people felt like, oh, maybe he should at least been biracial or whatever because of her. But I knew that they wasn't going to go that far with it. Oh, but could you imagine if they did? They would have been, them 2 million dislikes would have been 4 million by the time the main trailer came out. But my thing is, these individuals are so butthurt about a movie that hasn't even come out yet. It doesn't come out till May, the end of May. We only saw a teaser. We haven't even seen a full trailer yet. And this is how outraged they are. And they're only being outraged because it's popular to be outraged. And fake outrage at that. This is fake, phony outrage. Like I said, they wokeness, quote unquote, only makes a profit when they buy into it, or when they push it, or when they need a narrative to push. But this goes beyond their so-called anti-woke thing. We know what territory this goes into. We know what it is. We just have to deal accordingly when it comes to this. But like I said, these are the same people that will smile in your face and then stab you in the back. I'm telling you, that song Backstab is a true song. It could be used in the various facets of life. This scenario that I just said right here would be a perfect example of that. I could have easily left off of this picture, but I'm leaving it up while I'm talking for a reason, because I just want people to get an understanding of who these people are. Christians against the Little Mermaid, boycott Halle Bailey. They're talking about boycotting the actress. So they told on themselves right there. This goes beyond just them wanting to boycott the movie. They're saying boycott the actress as if anything else that she does, whether it's music or movies or even television, we can't support her because of this one role. Because you know what's so crazy? This woman right now, and I hope it stays this way, has a very squeaky clean image. She hasn't been caught up in any scandals. You don't see her falling out drunk somewhere. You don't see her like run-ins with TMZ or World Star Hip Hop or anything like that. Or any reason to give for her to be quote unquote canceled or boycotted. All she did was sing a song, the director liked it, and she got a role. But that was enough for them to say boycott her. Again, it said boycott Halle Bailey. It didn't say boycott the Little Mermaid. This is who they are. And this is who they always will be. Point blank, period. Like I said, all this unwarranted hate is literally going to drive people to go watch this movie who probably had no intentions at all to go see it. Now you're about to drive their numbers up. Wouldn't it be crazy if this movie actually hit $1 billion? Especially if it wasn't slated to actually hit that, but because of people doing stuff like this, it actually did. You actually helped Disney. Because a lot of people don't feel the live action remakes like that. I think out of all of the ones that they came out with, I think The Jungle Book and Aladdin were the two that I liked. But these fools are straight up idiots. There are a lot of things, but they're fools and idiots because they don't realize what they're actually doing. They think it's funny. They think they're proving a point, but they really look stupid out here. They look like a lot of things, but I'll just keep it right there. I hope that Halle Bailey's career after this movie goes extremely far. I really do. And I hope that she remains humble and wholesome while she's on her journey, because this industry, as we already know, can literally turn you out in more ways than one. But it sounds to me like she pretty much has a good foundation and a really, relatively good head on her shoulders. It almost makes me wonder, not that it really matters, but it almost makes me wonder, has she ever seen some of the stuff that people have been saying about her? They probably tell her publicist probably tells her, like, look, don't even bother looking at it because it's going to just throw you off. It's probably going to make you mad. And they probably told her before taking this role what was probably going to come. And that's a sad thing. That's a sad reality a lot of Black people who are in this industry have to deal with, that they have to get a pep talk before taking on certain roles that they know backlash is going to come from, or where it's going to come from and what they might say. It might be some other people that might get that same pep talk too, but I'm talking to Black people right now. You even had people trying to say, oh, Halle, I don't think you should take this role because this and this is going to be said about you. I even see some people saying that it's her fault or that she brought this on herself. I've seen those comments. People saying, oh, she should have known better than to take this role, because if she didn't, then they wouldn't say these things about her. And of course, we know who said that. Almost like they're trying to scare her out of doing it. Kind of like a or else type of thing. Oh, you take this role or else. Like they're gatekeeping something that they couldn't even afford to make. Y'all trying to gatekeep a story you had no hand in. You wasn't in the room with them animators drawing this character up. Your last name is not Disney. Last I checked. So they can do with it what they want. Last I checked. And that's the direction they went. So y'all gonna just have to continue being butthurt and mad. And if you are that butthurt, I suggest you go down to your local CVS or a Rite Aid, Dwayne Reed, something, and go get you a tube of Preparation H for your hurt ass. You know, I spent the last 20 plus minutes just going in on this whole situation that you just heard right here. And I never came to the conclusion of why I truly believe they are mad at Halle Bailey. And then even with me talking about what I talked about in this video and the last video, and just looking at how people have been acting ever since she got announced to play this character and down to the teaser being released, I think I figured it out. I think the reason that they are upset, if you want to call it that, but they are expressing all this so-called outrage, is because they see Halle Bailey as pulling a reverse colonization. Now, let me explain to you what I mean. We all know who the true colonizer is. Gone around conquering things, taking things from people, stealing all kinds of things. I've expressed this before. But in their mind, they had planted their own dirty, filthy seed that this woman that you see on your screen, that no matter how talented she is, no matter how pretty she is, that she should not be playing parts that were deemed by the original, in their eyes, PC. Only in their eyes do they see themselves as the conqueror, the colonizer, and everything else. Whatever they earned is theirs, and whatever they did not earn is theirs, even though many will say that the latter weighs more than the former as far as earnship. I don't know if that's a word, but if it isn't, I'm making it one today. They feel in their mind and in their heart, well, I think they lack both of them because they definitely lack a soul, that she has taken something from them. They feel that she has stolen something that they hold near and dear to their, well, to that chest cavity. That is why I believe they are quote unquote mad at her. But like I said, it's fake outrage. Many of them are so-called mad, and then you have those who are just following the trend. Because you can't tell me that 2 million plus people didn't like that teaser. Like, I just don't believe it. A lot of them just follow whatever just to say that they did it. And they have a feeling that by them hitting that dislike button, that's going to prevent this movie from coming out or prevent this movie from making money. No, you actually just sent them more money, you dumbasses. But yeah, I think that's the conclusion that I've come up with. But I want to know what your conclusions are. Like, do y'all think that's the reason why they're upset with her? Do you think it's because they feel that this black woman, quote unquote, took something from them because only they can take? That's just the conclusion that I've drawn up when it comes to this whole situation. And it's a crazy conclusion to come to, but we're dealing with crazy individuals. So, in my opinion, it's not that far-fetched. They really believe that she has snatched something from them that they feel belongs only to them. Remember what they said about making America great again and how they wish they could go back to how the establishment was at one point. So they have to throw out little signal words like CRT and woke this and woke that. I actually saw someone while I was watching a reaction video and someone was reacting to one of those so-called anti-woke channels. And it's crazy, when they was reacting to the teaser, they literally sat there and nitpicked the whole thing. Like, it was crazy. And I'll give you an example. Because in the teaser, the first thing that pops up besides the Disney logo is a big wave of water. And it was like, oh, wow, water. Then they like literally nitpicked about 5 different things before she even showed her face on the screen, and then nitpicked that. Like, they just find anything to talk about, and I can't take any of them seriously. And these are the people that's supposed to be so-called dominant society. Oh, if their ancestors could see them now, they were like, how in the hell did we leave you the keys to the kingdom? Our kingdom has now turned into peasantry. I'll even add in some more to this. So we all know that in the last couple of months, or maybe the last couple of years, you had PC out here peddling this so-called fear of being replaced. They call it the Great Replacement Theory. And that's just something that they concocted to, I guess, psych themselves into this false sense of being removed or erased. So they're trying to hold on to everything that they possibly can. I think that also plays and ties into this as well, because they're feeling like, here we have this black woman, as talented as she is, she's now replacing our characters. Even though a lot of the characters that they have been putting out there are adaptations themselves, such as The Little Mermaid. They've been peddling that great replacement thing for a while now. And it's so easily debunked. It's not even funny. They also don't like the idea of even black people being above them in some sort of fashion. Remember the town manager in Kinley, Justine Jones in Kinley, North Carolina, how they had to get her up out of there because she was coming in there and cleaning house and taking care of business. And now they had to find a way to get her removed. That's sort of like how they want to do here. And I'll show you what I mean when I say that. Look at what this AI did. Now, apparently there was some kind of Chinese AI person, based on what I've heard, that made this edit to the trailer, to the teaser, that replaced Halle Bailey, who is right here, with a PC imagery of an AI person, and put an X next to her, to Halle Bailey, and a check mark next to the PC one, as in this is the one that they would prefer to have them look like. Now, y'all tell me this is all in my head if you want to, so I can laugh at your ignorance and stupidity. They tell, like I said, they tell on themselves every single time. Every time. It's just like, it is laughable at this point. It is completely laughable at this point, at the lengths that they will go when it comes to something like this. All the stuff going on in the world, and this is what has them stopping dead in their tracks. This actually puts a more testimony, I should say, on Halle Bailey. The fact that this young, talented black woman has all these grown, so-called grown individuals, both men and women, whether they are PC or not, up in arms, that she literally, her mere presence has them this irate, that they are saying all these nasty negative things about her, not the character. It's gone beyond the role. It's gone down and trickled down to her. As y'all seen earlier in this video, that they will go and make all those dislikes and even go as far as to make an AI edit to remove her and replace it with someone that's not even real, just to fulfill their wants and their needs, and for some of them probably their fantasy, as if mermaids are real people. Like I tell you, the lengths that they will go is astronomical. And I'm gonna end it off saying this: dear PC, calm down. When you go to sleep at night and wake up in the morning, dub S will still be in full effect. It's not going anywhere anytime soon, and I highly doubt that this movie is going to put a dent in it. But let's hypothetically say that it did. Let's hypothetically say that changing the race of Ariel in The Little Mermaid from white to black did put a dent in Dub S. My biggest question is, why the hell did it take so long for people, for us in particular, to crack that code? If we knew that it was going to do that, we would have acted on this a long time ago, seeing as how Dub S is as fragile as it is. Touch it one good time and it cracks. But that's wishful thinking, because just like this movie, this putting a dent or a crack in Dub S is also fictional and fantasy. The only difference between us and you is that we know that this will not end Dub S, let alone shift it in the direction that it should be going, which is straight to the lower room. I'm going to go ahead now and end the video on that note. You let me know what you think down in the comments. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you are new, hit that bell to be notified. If for any reason the bell does not work, I upload my videos in a Premiere style format, so you can click the notification button on the bottom left or the bottom right of the thumbnail, and you should receive the notification that way. The links will be down in the description. I'll talk to you in the next one.